Because becoming a Christian does not mean that you go through some ritual or pray some prayer. We got a lot of people that think, I pray this little prayer, ask God to let me into heaven, and boom, that was it. Listen, praying a prayer and asking God to let you into heaven does not make you a Christian. People in every religion pray and ask God to let them into heaven. Just believing in Jesus, believing that he was the Son of God and that he rose from the dead, that doesn't make you a Christian. We know that because James, again, Jesus' half-brother, would say in the book that he wrote, he would say, even the demons believe. They believe that Jesus rose from the dead, and they're more sure of it than you are because they were there when it happened. But they're not Christians. So just believing in Jesus doesn't make you a Christian. Going to church and getting involved and getting religious doesn't make you a Christian. My youth pastor growing up used to say, going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to McDonald's makes you a quarter pounder with extra cheese. It just means that you're in church sometimes. No, what makes you a believer is that you surrender, that you have an about face, that you renounce sin. Doesn't mean that God just becomes an influence on you or you become a slightly better person. I remember when I was growing up, a lot of Christians, a lot of zealous Christians, before the fish sign got popular and all the other stuff it is now, they put this bumper sticker on their car that said, God is my co-pilot. Again, my youth pastor, who was awesome, would be like, God ain't your co-pilot. If God's your co-pilot, somebody's in the wrong seat. Right? Because God didn't come to be your inboard navigation system just to tell you how to get through a situation. It doesn't just come to, be your OnStar to, none of these things have been invented yet when I was a teenager. I'm updating it in modern terms. God didn't come to be your OnStar to help you in the midst of if you have a flat tire. In fact, if you want to think of your life as a car, basically when Jesus shows up, he's like, hey, you stole my car. And you're like, yes, sir, it's your car. It's not my car. My life is your car. And you get out and you will sit humbly in the back seat and say, okay, where are we going? That's what it means to repent, is it means that no longer are you living this way, you are renouncing sin. Now hear me very clearly. I don't mean that Christians become perfect. Remember I told you in Romans 7, Paul's gonna explain life as a struggle and sometimes you still stumble and fall. But listen, a true believer, Paul says, is somebody who has unequivocally renounced sin. And their life proves that. So that's the first way Paul says that we die to sin, is we renounce it. Have you done that? Have you turned over? Have you said, I'm going to forsake what Jesus has forbidden? Has he ever become the Lord of your life?